We usually don't do games twice on Monday mornings, but we figured it was the game of the year, any year, and it was late at night last night, so in case you missed it, we recap quickly. Buffalo, Baltimore, the epic come-from-behind win by the Bills. D. Wood, your number one takeaway.
Road through the AFC goes through Buffalo. That was a huge, huge win for the Buffalo Bills to beat the Baltimore Ravens. We know about that division, the AFC East, that, you know, their travel schedule this year. I think everything is set up for the Bills.
I know the road to the Super Bowl goes through Buffalo, but these two teams are really strong. And if they play 10 times, they'd probably split those 10 matchups. The issue is, if they meet again, it's probably going to be in Buffalo in the postseason.
For that reason. And that's why yesterday was so critical. Even if our analytics still favor the Ravens, remember, Baltimore has a very tough game coming up here against the Lions, who will be bouncing back, desperately needing a win. The Ravens did start 0-2 last year and work their way back to it. You were starting to make, when we talked about this earlier, an interesting point. The Ravens, for those of you who didn't watch the game, had a chance to go for it and ice the game late yesterday on a 4th and a long 2, maybe 3 yards. They wind up punting it instead, and Allen goes down and wins the game. What did that tell you?
Well, it tells me that they still are living in the past, all right? This is a very proud, traditional franchise and always assumes their defense is the baddest on the planet, all right? Right now, this is not. The strength of your football team is on offense. It's not on defense anymore. And if there's a fault, the Ravens are the best team in the NFL for the first 3 quarters of the game.
Yeah.
But in the 4th quarter, they're not. And why? Because they still have that mentality that I'm still coaching that defense. It ain't there.
Right.
Like Ray Lewis is playing. That's a different team. The strength of your team is that offense. And in that situation, again, even though like they don't go for it on 4th down, they never do, they might need to reconsider.
And when they're punting to Buffalo gets 4 downs there.
Yeah.
They get 4 downs. They couldn't stop
Josh
with 3
Allen.
downs. And then they're getting with 4 downs because they're going to go for it every time when they need the 1st down.
Going into the season, there was a big question mark, rightfully so, about Buffalo's receivers. Josh Allen quarterbacked this offense to be in a top 5 offense last year and won MVP. Those 2 receivers stepped up, and this offense might be better. I'm talking about Keon Coleman and Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer comes over for the Chargers, massive impact last night. Keon Coleman, who's their 2nd-year draft pick out of Florida State, massive impact last night. If those 2 receivers continue to elevate their play and play similar to the way they did last night, this offense will be better than the one that the quarterback won MVP in last year.
So it's dangerous to overreact to things we see in week 1. But as I've said many times, we are professional overreactors. Having watched Kansas City and what that team looked like Friday night in Brazil, and then watching Buffalo and Baltimore, certainly looked like we were seeing the 2 best teams.
Buffalo and Baltimore head and shoulders right now.
But we'll see. It's a long way to go. Let's take it a minute.
I go back to the AFC title game last year, or in the game in Buffalo, and Lamar standing at the podium going, "We just don't turn the ball over, win the game. We just don't turn the ball over, win the game." And it again shows itself. And there's something there that Baltimore in these moments against these teams gives the ball away. Buffalo doesn't. There's something there that in these games, Buffalo is flawless with their situational operation. Sean McDermott gets a lot of hate for some outrageous reasons. If you go to the end of the first half and the operation by Buffalo's offense, they get that field goal attempt off, and then they didn't do much on defense, but that punch away is great. And then the way they handle that final end of this is outstanding operation at the end of the half to get some points off. So there's something about the Ravens and the Buffalo Bills that the Ravens just seem to crumble at the end.
I want to go back to Rex talking about Baltimore hasn't found a way to finish games. Let me tell you how you can possibly finish a game. Put the ball in the best player's hand. Okay, you talk about, and you punt the ball away. It's 4th down. They haven't been stopping Josh Allen out there. Give the ball to Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen like he's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, this is great tackle by Buffalo right here. You got 4th and short. I'm not punting that ball to Josh Allen. Your defense had shown to that point they wouldn't be able to stop him.
It felt like once they punted, the game was going to be over. That's what it felt like, and it was.
That's how it used to be with Patrick, right? Everyone used to sit there and say, you never give the ball back to Patrick.
Well, it's with all of the great quarterbacks. You don't punt it to Lamar in that situation. You don't punt it to Brady, and you don't punt it to the great ones. Let me put 8:21 on the screen. For whatever this is worth, 4th and 3, should the Ravens have tried to ice the game? That's the question. The analytics say they should have. 8:21. The Ravens' win probability, if they go for it, is 81%. It drops to 73% by punting the ball away. Now, it's obviously easy to sit here after it went the way it went and say they made the wrong decision, but the analytics suggest they should have gone for it.
As Hembo points out, though, no team has gone for it on fourth down less frequently than the Ravens across the last 3 seasons.
Really?
That's what they do. And you would think with Derrick Henry, with Lamar Jackson, they would go for it. One play. They needed one play and a few yards with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry when they were gashing them throughout the course of the night, and they decided to punt.
Now, I got to say this about the Ravens. Look, when you think of the Baltimore Ravens, historically, you think defense first.
Right.
Always. They still have that mentality, and the defense is not stepping up for them.
That's one of the things.
I'm just telling you, though.
Where was the pass rush?
That is interesting. But what he's saying is maybe to some degree they coach like they have that great defense with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, and the reality is the strength of their team is now their offense and their quarterback.
Exactly.
I'll leave that there for the minute. We have much more to say about that game down the rest of our lives to go. Shefty, what did it mean last night, Buffalo's miracle comeback win?
With all due respect to the Chargers, the Broncos, the Bengals, with every great team, the Chiefs that you could think of in the AFC, these might just be the 2 best teams in the AFC. This was the first time they played. It probably won't be the last time they play. And now the road to the Super Bowl will go through Buffalo because the Bills' schedule is such. They're playing the AFC East. It's hard to imagine, short of injuries, that they're going to relinquish a lead over the course of a season with a roster that strong.
Yeah, they had the second easiest schedule in the AFC, and they have now gotten rid of what would be their most challenging or one of their 2 most challenging games, and they've won it. So what does that say about the road in the AFC?
Yeah, Shefty just pointed out, is the road to me goes through Buffalo. If you look at Buffalo's schedule, they play in the AFC East. They've dominated that division now for the past few years. They travel the least. They only go out of the Eastern time zone one time.
Yes.
Everything is literally set up for the Buffalo Bills to get this victory at home against the Baltimore Ravens. The table is set for them to host it.
To be clear, you see they are favored in 16 of their remaining 16 games, otherwise known as all of them. Dan, Josh Allen last night.
Could be the best game I've ever seen Josh Allen play. I mean, Baltimore threw everything they could at Josh Allen defensively. Zones, mans, pressures, dropout coverage. You wanted second reaction plays, he had it. You wanted the timing throws, he had it. I thought late in the game he was absolutely tremendous. This is after the fumble. They put 3 tight ends on the field, right? That safety up at the top of the screen, that's going to be Kyle Hamilton because that's the only place a receiver is. Bottom of the screen's double tight ends. You're not thinking we're going to throw the ball to the rookie tight end, Jackson Hawes. He pushes that seam vertical right behind the tight end. Josh has to let this ball go right now before the corner at the bottom of the screen can overlap and get there. Ball's pinned on him perfectly. An outstanding job by Josh Allen. You go to that 4th and 2 play, this is big-time heroic type stuff. The motion is meant to pull the defense towards the bottom of the screen. Baltimore actually plays this play absolutely perfect. It's 4th and 2. You make this stop, you win the game. They're trying to throw a screen to the top. Look at the offensive lineman. He does a ridiculously good job of not going down the field. He's thinking the ball should get caught by the back and block. If he goes downfield, this is a legal man downfield. Credit to Keon Coleman, the second-year receiver, continuing to stay alive, throw the hand up, notify Josh, give me a chance to go make a play, and Josh does. But you talk about second reaction plays, timing throws, chunk throws, check downs, legs. I mean, some stat lines don't need context.
Right.
419 yards, 22 first downs, 4 touchdowns, and 0 turnovers.